Last time I talked about 24-inch gaming monitor was basically almost a long time ago, and that was ViewSonic XG2402. Today we're going to talk about a much better model, a newer model, which is also from ViewSonic. This is XG2405. So stay until the end of the video so you can learn more about the model that I'm going to talk about today. ViewSonic XG2405, apart from the drastical visual appearance change, it changed some of the specifications and of course to the better side, just to make it more interesting for gamers and to give a better picture quality without a doubt. So what did they do actually? We have here 24-inch gaming monitor which has an IPS panel type, 1080p resolution, dynamic contrast ratio 80 million to 1, light source is LED with 16.7 million colors. Color space support is 8-bit, which means 6-bit plus HIFRC, and the aspect ratio is 69, which is kinda normal for a 24-inch monitor. Response time is 1 millisecond, typical gray to gray. Viewing angle is 178 degrees horizontal and vertical, and backlight life goes up to 30,000 hours. Refresh rate is 144 Hz. It supports AMD FreeSync, but is also compatible with NVIDIA G-Sync. It has blue light filter and it is flicker free. As for the surface treatment, it has an anti-glare and hard coating 3H. Now for the connection part, it has one 3.5mm jack audio out, you have 2 times HDMI 1.4, one DisplayPort 1.2 and a power in 3-pin socket. Also, I must mention that it has 2 times 2 watt speakers, which makes it nicely suitable for console players as well. Now, since we're talking 144 Hz and I mentioned console gaming, if you're currently owning a console like Xbox or PS4, you could just plug it in through your HDMI, use it for your console, and after a while, when you decide to move on to gaming on your computer PC, or if you decide to switch to PC, you can easily use it because you can use its 144 Hz, which is kind of an advantage comparing to PS and Xbox, definitely. So if you buy it for your console, you can switch to PC gaming when you decide and still get those high FPS without screen tearing thanks to 144 Hz. When it comes to the power consumption, you have a couple of modes. So Eco mode Conserve is basically 17 watts, while optimized is 21 watts. Typical consumption is 24 watts and the maximum is 30. This is lower than the XG2402. OSD is very intuitive and you can very easily browse through it with possibilities to adjust input selection, audio adjustment, view mode, color adjustment, manual image adjustment and setup menu. It is also VESA compatible with 100x100, so basically you could mount it on a wall if you decide to do so, or you could, I don't know, manage a separate stand for the monitor and then adjust it as you wish if you have a flexible arm that is fixed to your table. Even if you go with multiple monitors, you could, I don't know, maybe manage a triple monitor stand or 2 monitor stand or whatever, and it will look nice just because it has thin bezels, but we'll get to that part later on. Now let's talk about the ergonomics. You can adjust the height, swivel, tilt forward and backward and pivot. Basically with all those functions you can adjust the height of the monitor, so I think here we go. You have the height possibility of changing 120 millimeters. You have the possibility to rotate it, as you can see. You have the possibility to pivot. You have the possibility to tilt it. And you have the possibility to rotate it, which kind of makes it easier for you to adjust your height. So for instance, if you're sitting down and the monitor is straight at you, you don't have to adjust anything. But if you're a bit higher or shorter, then you do need to adjust the monitor. And for instance, if you're higher, then imagine placing a stack of paper or some sort of a box to adjust the height of the monitor. This way you have an easy way to adjust it, tilt it, and it gives you what everybody wants, of course, ergonomics for your back and adjusting the height and the level for your eyes directly watching the screen in the middle or whatever basically suits you best. Comparing it to XG2402, it lost all the gamer red lines and the XG logo on the stand, and by that making the monitor look more elegant. On top of that, all the top and side bezels are very thin, which gives you the idea to place one more monitor right next to it, while not making too much of a distance between the two screens. Which means when you place a monitor right here next to it, as I mentioned, it kind of looks like they're connected. You don't have those thick bezels which kind of stand out and give the altogether look of a monitor, just like the bottom line right here. This way it looks really nice, really clean, and when you connect it, for instance, like I did with my ViewSonic XG here at the back and the other monitor right here, they have thin bezels and they're basically looking like they're a whole, except for the vertical one, of course. So we have a monitor which has 144 Hz refresh rate, 1 millisecond response time, IPS panel, thin bezels, Full HD resolution, AMD FreeSync and 2 integrated speakers. As mentioned before, it is suitable for console gaming as well as for PC gaming. Picture on the screen is amazing, and with presence you can easily adjust colors on it without having to tinker around each setting separately. For instance, when I played PUBG and Battlefield, the FPS mode is basically really amazing and it really gives the colors stand out. But when I switched to Witcher 3, the dark areas were a bit too dark, so I switched it to standard mode, and then the whole colors kind of, let's say, stand out, and the Witcher 3 in dark areas was pretty good. But if you use it for FPS in those kind of adventure games, it does kind of look a bit different and strange. Viewing angles are great, since we are talking here about the IPS panel and not like the older model where we had the TN panel, which kind of had a problem when it came to watching the screen from different angles apart from being centered in front of you. All in all, a great monitor with amazing specifications, and for gaming on a budget it is brilliant. Thanks to the IPS panel, they have managed a much greater model than the XG2402, and with the thin bezels and removing the red accent on the stand and back of the monitor, achieved some sort of an elegance and cool design. There are two more features that I really like about this monitor. The first one is, even though it is a bit wobbly, but you can detach it and attach it as you wish. So this is, let's say, a cable holder at the back, which you just plug in, well, not plug in, just place it in a hole and you reroute your cables. The second one is right here on the top at the end of the stand. You just pull out and you have a headset hanger. With the price circulating around 240 euros, it is definitely a best buy when it comes to gaming on a budget, with quality panel, with 144 Hz, 1 millisecond and all the other specifications I said. And basically because of that, I think the ViewSonic XG2405 definitely deserves PC Crazy Best Buy badge, which means that this is my recommendation, guys, if you're checking out a monitor that is 24-inch, full HD and 144 Hz, 1 millisecond and an IPS panel. Links on where to buy the ViewSonic XG2405 are down in the description. Don't forget, if you like the video, don't forget to click the thumbs up button. Of course, subscribe if you still didn't, so you don't miss any future videos. Thank you for watching, and definitely see you in another one. Bye bye.